The Academy Awards are happening at the end of the month on February 24th. And as always, the Big Picture Oscar is the hotly contested item of the night. Now, for those who don't know, the way the Academy votes for Best Picture is they do a ranked choice voting system. That's not how it used to be. It used to just be a straight popular vote winner by plurality. And now the film that kind of has the broadest support is usually the one that wins. And I think that was implemented, was it 2009? The late 2000s, early 2010s. And if you want a video, Vox does a great video on how the process is done. We'll put that link in the description. But right now, we're going to rank the top 8 films that have been nominated. And it's going to be number 8 to least likely to win, number 1 most likely to win. For those who don't know what films are nominated right now, I'm going to name off the top of my head. It's Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, A Star is Born, Roma, The Favorite, Vice, and Green Book. Yeah, that's 8. And I saw 6 out of the 8, which I think this is the year that I've seen the most of the films that would end up being nominated. We'll talk about snubs as the Oscars get closer, but right now we're going to rank those 8 films. And for the films that I haven't seen, I'm just going to do the best that I can without seeing them, just going off of the momentum it's built, because momentum is really important for an Oscar win. I have to put my glasses on now. I can't see them. I can't see my notes. Number 8, which I put at least likely to win, is Green Book. Right now they have 5 Oscar nominations, and you have to take what I say with a grain of salt because I didn't see Green Book. Right now, I think it's actually the film that has the most type of recognition from all across the award season so far. It has the National Board of Review's top 10 films. It actually is the top 10 film of that list of 10. The American Film Institute's top 10. It won the Golden Globe for a comedy musical, the Producers Guild of America, Best Theatrical Motion Picture. So it's a very highly accredited film. And the reason I think it's been put so low, in my opinion, well, one, I didn't see it. So I'm just being totally honest. And number 2 is, I think someone on the production, it was either the director or the writer of the film, I think he said something really nasty about Muslims. Remember when Donald Trump said during 9/11, when the World Trade Center was crumbling, there were Muslims in New Jersey cheering on the top of buildings? I think the writer of the film, or someone on the film, said, "Oh, Donald Trump's right. I saw that with my own 2 eyes." I think that's going to hurt it, because I think that type of phobia is looked down upon in Hollywood, and I think that news broke at the time of potentially the voting. So I think that's going to affect Green Book. I don't think it's going to win, but I will say, from what I've heard, that Mahershala Ali, everybody loves Mahershala Ali, is one of the best parts of the film, and he's the one to look out for. So let's go to number 7. Number 7 is, I think, going to be Vice. I saw Vice. This is the first film that on the list that I saw. Right now, Vice has 8 Oscar nominations, and if I didn't mention it, Green Book has 5 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture. Vice has 8, and it has not won any other film awards. Christian Bale has won some awards. I think he won the Golden Globe for actor, one of the acting Golden Globes, and Christian Bale does a hell of a job in Vice. I have this critique with movies where I just say everyone who's in it does good. It's a really it's a very blanket statement. But with this, I really mean it. Everyone who's in it does a great job. Christian Bale does great. Amy Adams does great. Sam Rockwell does great. I almost said Michael Scott. Steve Carell does really great. Lily Rabe does great. The lesbian chick from American Horror Story Cult, she's in it. She does great too. Tyler Perry, he does great. He plays Colin Powell, and it's a for political junkies like myself. It's a great film to watch, but I think it's at the near the bottom because of it is liberal Hollywood, and I don't think that it will push forward. It's a great film, but there are better films on this list than Vice, and I loved Vice. It was great. Number six, I'm saying it's going to be Black Klansman. Black Klansman I saw and I really liked it. Although I will say, I streamed it and for some reason my internet was really shitty that day, so it just kept cutting out and that kind of cut into the experience. But Black Klansman was really great. I really liked it, and it was remarkable that it was a true story. What did I like about it? It was funny. It it made me uncomfortable because that's how we were as a society. Not me. I wasn't alive when that happened, but the way the movie ends, where it takes the lens of what we saw in this film, Black Klansman, and we apply it to what's happening now, it's just upsetting. It's a nice happy ending until the real ending. But why is Black Klansman so low on the list? People are asking because I think of vote splitting. The Academy has traditionally been older and whiter, and I think the new head of the Academy tried to diversify the Academy by adding new minority faces. And I think because of another film that we're going to talk about, and maybe even Green Book, that Black Klansman's going to fall short because of vote splitting with the next movie on the list. And Black Klansman's nominated for 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. What are we on? 1, 2, 3. Number 5, Black Panther. Oh, hold on. Before we go to Black Panther, Black Klansman also has some credibility. It was one of the top 10 on the American Film Institute's top 10 list. So be on the lookout for that. Number 5 is Black Panther. I'm surprised, mainly, well, just because, let me rephrase that. Films that have a release date earlier in the year, having them be nominated is a lot more remarkable than when films are released during the Oscar season. This has been happening the past couple of years. I remember, I forgot when it was. Grand Budapest Hotel, I think that came out in like early spring, late winter, and that was nominated. And of course, Get Out, which came out late winter, early spring last year, was nominated for Best Film. But Black Panther was such a cultural phenomenon. It definitely changed the field and how we not only watch films, but how we make films now. We now know that there is a massive audience of middle class people who want to see films where the actors look like them. This brought out minority crowds to the theaters in droves, and it was a good movie. It was a great movie. It was nominated for 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. It is on the National Board of Review's top 10 films, as well as the American Film Institute's top 10 films. Why I think it's going to fall short is because I think there definitely is a stigma against superhero films. Superhero films are a big business right now in Hollywood. I don't think that the Academy wants to elevate that by giving it the Best Picture win. Giving it a nomination is good, but I think Hollywood does have that stigma against superhero films that it's going to kneecap Black Panther. I think when I forgot who was hosting, but I remember Jack Black was singing one of the Oscar opening numbers, and he was talking about how all films are going to be superhero movies or sequels now. And I think the Academy wants to preserve the integrity of Hollywood, so I think Black Panther is going to fall short. But it's a great movie if you haven't seen it. Great, great, great film. Number 4, there's some controversy behind this because originally I had Black Panther and this film switched. Like, this film was number 5, and now it's number 4. It's Bohemian Rhapsody. Bohemian Rhapsody has 5 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture, and it won the Golden Globes award for Best Drama Film. And before I talk about the controversy, I have to talk about Rami Malek. He does such a great job. I've been calling him Mr. Robot for years because that's a long story. If you went to college with me, you'll know why I call him Mr. Robot, because it breaks all the rules. But he does a hell of a job. Bohemian Rhapsody. It's a movie I didn't see. But from what I'm hearing, he is a big contender for Best Actor along with Christian Bale, but we'll get to that as the Oscar nominations go quicker. I think Bohemian Rhapsody does have a really good chance because it is such a well-done film about a well-beloved entertainer in the industry, Freddie Mercury, and how it's based around an event that was so big, not just for them, but for a lot of people, which was for Live Aid. And it does have a really excellent chance of winning. I will talk about the controversy behind Bohemian Rhapsody, though. It's not really behind the film itself. It's more of the drama behind the scenes. The producer of Bohemian Rhapsody is Bryan Singer. And for those who are aware, Bryan Singer has some nasty things that have been going around about him. And in the time now that in Hollywood and in society, the Time's Up movement and the Me Too movement, Bryan Singer has been getting a lot of backlash for it. Rightfully so. I don't think he's ever been convicted of anything, but if they are true, then he should. But I think it was the BAFTAs, which is the British Film Awards, they withdrew Bohemian Rhapsody from consideration for Best Film. I think the BAFTAs happened recently. I'll have to look up who won that. I should probably look that up right now. I think because of that scandal, that's going to definitely hurt Bohemian Rhapsody. But Hollywood as a whole has been very accepting of Bryan Singer up to this point. Will they sweep this under the rug? And will they give Bohemian Rhapsody the win for this? But I put Bohemian Rhapsody at number 4. Not for the big contenders. Number 3, The Favorite. I saw this film. I had no idea what this film was going to be. I forgot what I wanted to see instead, but I ended up seeing The Favorite. I thought it was great. The production looks great. Olivia Colman's great. The costumes are great. The guy who plays the opposition leader is hilarious, and we'll talk about that in the future. But The Favorite is nominated for 10 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and I put that at number 3. Mainly because I don't think that's a lot of people's first pick. I feel like The Favorite is a good number 2, number 3 spot. So for the people that picked BlacKkKlansman or Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, who are going to fall, I think The Favorite could slide its way up. But The Favorite is good because it's funny. I had no idea what this film was going to be, but it was a very funny film, The Favorite. If you haven't seen it, it's really good. I'm not going to tell you what it's entirely about, because no one told me, and I'm glad they didn't, because I loved the twists and turns that we got. There is one joke that, it's not really a joke, it's just more of like how a character acts. It's when Olivia Colman, who's playing Queen Anne, she's just yelling at this boy. God, it's funny. There's another scene where, like, this girl tells Emma Stone to go clean something, and she puts her hand in what she thinks is water, but it's like acid. That was really funny. But it's good. I think just because of how The Favorite can be put as a 2-3 slot, that could put it in a win. Is it the best film of the year? I don't think so. But is it a great film? Yeah. I liked it. The number 2 spot is, you're going to hate me for this. The number 2 spot is A Star is Born. A Star is Born has been nominated for 8 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. It is on the National Board Review's top 10, the American Film Institute's top 10. Lady Gaga is also nominated for Best Actress, and The Shallow is a contender for Best Original Song. Why is A Star Is Born so high up here? Hollywood likes to ascend, lift their own, and this is Bradley Cooper's directorial debut. Is Bradley Cooper going to have a future in directing? He very well could. Just as we see in John Krasinski with his breakout hit A Quiet Place. And Lady Gaga was also snubbed in 2016 for Best Original Song. Don't act like we forgot. So it has the trappings of an attractive film for the industry. It's a film about the rise and fall, as well as rise again, of talent. But what I think is going to kneecap A Star Is Born is the fact that it is a remake. Not just like the one reimagining. I think what's going to hold A Star Is Born back from claiming that prize is because it's a remake. And it's not the one-off reimagining, it's the fourth remake of an already well-recognized film in the American conscience, the musical conscience, and the film conscience in America. So the Oscars might want to diversify who would win. And I think just because, I didn't come up with this, I read this somewhere, that because it is a remake, that's going to hurt it. I think the Oscars are kinder to sequels, like direct sequels, than they are to remakes. Because I know sequels have won Oscars in the past. And I really think that's going to be what's going to hurt A Star Is Born. It's also a good thing about A Star Is Born, I will say. What's really good about A Star Is Born, I feel like that this is the people's film. It's this along with Black Panther that I feel like the non-film-going populace can rally behind. Because we've had those films in the past. I know definitely last year was Get Out, was the film of the people. It's the film that everybody can see and everybody can enjoy, everybody can root for. And it is one of the best films of 2018 because of that, because of the talent they brought in, and because it's a story that everyone recognizes and knows. So with that, I put A Star Is Born at number 2. Also because the number 1 film is just wow. The number 1 pick that I've chosen, the who's going to win, is Roma. And there's a lot of reasons why. One, it was really, really, really good. Roma was nominated for 10 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and it has a lot of accolades to it. It's won the National Board of Reviews. Roma is on the National Board of Review's top 10. It won a special award from the American Film Institute. It was the Critics' Choice Award winner for Best Picture. It was the Golden Globe winner for Best Foreign Language Film. It was the Venice Film Golden Lion Award, which is the best film of the festival. And I just read during the Bohemian Rhapsody piece that it won the BAFTA for Best Picture. So it has a lot of momentum for it. And I feel like the climate that we're in right now as a country, I think if Roma were to win, it's just a big middle finger to Donald Trump in America. And we all know how Hollywood feels about Donald Trump. They don't like him. Neither do I. Is Roma one of my favorite movies of the year? It's up there. But I think if you were to put your money down on something, it would be Roma. Roma for Best Picture. And folks, that's it. Quick recap. Number 8. Here's the recap from least to best. Green Book, no. Vice, I don't know. Black Klansman, vote split. Black Panther, Not going to happen. Bohemian Rhapsody be a lot of trouble if it did happen. And the top three favorites for me are The Favorite, haha, A Star Is Born, and Roma. So check out the Oscars on February 24th. There won't be a host, so maybe you'll just think of me. I think I'd be a great host. And be on the lookout for the other future Oscar videos that we're going to be doing. We're going to be breaking down the main awards, and we're also going to be doing the Agcaoili Cinematic Awards, where I talk about my favorite pictures of 2018. So, thanks, guys. See you next time. Hey, guys, thanks for listening. Feel free to subscribe to Agcaoiliproductions, the only home to the Big Things podcast.